Welcome backstage to Lollapalooza India.
Like my first tour, I cried after every gig.
What?
Started off as an album, then I was like, oh, this is way too much work. And then it became an EP. Yeah. I feel that, when I'm on stage, I want to be dancing, I want to be moving. I would want to start an anime cover band.
What? Okay, welcome backstage to Lollapalooza India. I'm with Aditi, aka Dot, in the house. Okay, so we have been catching up on various levels. One of the things that I know you're working on right now is your new album. Your new EP or album. We don't know yet. Because I heard it was an EP, then it was an album. It's called Sea Creature on the Sofa.
It is. It's still called the same thing. Started off as an album, then I was like, oh, this is way too much work. I can't do it. And then it became an EP. And then I realized, those other songs are so good. I can't leave them off. So now it's an album.
I get it. You're just like, they're all precious to me. I love them all.
Yeah.
So, the actual origins of Sea Creature on the Sofa was that it kind of came out of a bad breakup.
Yeah.
And like many Grammy-winning songs do come out of breakups, I do think so. There were two things that I know happened after the breakup. One was that you got a tattoo.
I did.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's still there. I didn't get
that was a tattoo. Yeah. And then obviously this album was the next thing.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I realized about your work on this album is that you decided no compromise.
Yeah.
No compromise in terms of what you want to achieve with the album, no budget restrictions. If you want to play with a musician, I will go that, So taking off from there,
yeah.
If nothing is off limits and you could create whatever you wanted to create, I would say this in a way that not even time travel or what's scientifically possible, if you could do literally no limit, wildest dreams, biggest imagination, what would you want to do for your album that may not be possible in this particular
Oh my God. Wow. I guess I would get the Glenn Miller Orchestra and have them score one of my tracks. And I would have I'd have the full LSO playing, or maybe one of the American orchestras. That would be a different sound than what I'm going for now. That's harkening back to my older jazz roots.
Nice.
But this album is not quite that. It's it's a little more, I don't know, my producer describes it as Americana, but I don't really know what that means. If I'm completely honest. I think it's like it's sort of pop, it's sort of Americana folk, whatever, but it's very live. And
Would you actually have the Sea Creature on the sofa as well?
I think as part of the artwork and as part of the whole visual language of the album, it's going to be. And then I think if we do a tour or something like that at the end of the release, which hasn't been planned, but if we do something like that, then it'd be nice to have a little Sea Creature on my shoulder, or on the mic or something. It'd be a nice.
Are you serious? But which?
I mean,
sea
a stuffed toy.
Yeah, but I'm saying which Sea Creature, because there's so many.
There's a specific brand of squid, I think, or an octopus that I'm forgetting the name of. I'll tell you later. But yeah, they're quite majestic characters. I think they're nice shooters. Yeah,
I want to see the Sea Creature on your mic. So, you know what? When we're thinking about Dot and the sound that you have and how you sort of progressed, I always feel where you are now. I always like to look back.
Yeah.
So I mentioned this before. There was a band called Blank.
Yes.
And there was also, when you were in uni, the Armchair Captains.
Yes, there was. Yeah. So, they weren't my band.
Yeah, but you wanted to play with them.
I mean, they were my seniors in college, and they had in fact, they're great musicians. They did a challenge last year where they released one album every month, one EP every month. This is pretty cool. Not easy. Yes, I did a song with them.
Yeah. Super cool.
Not a lot of people know about that.
Yeah. Thank you. So I actually wanted to understand. So when you think about all these bands and if you had a sort of opportunity to maybe reinvent and go with because I know there's so much history around the moniker, even Dot. But if you could change everything, it's by Dot, do something completely different. What do you think that would that would be?
That's a good question. I think it would be cool. Okay, my kind of geeky dream is to this is not like a like a very serious musician dream. This is more like Aditi the nerd. Yes, please. And I would want to start an anime cover band.
What? That is
In fact, I did consider that, and then it turns out I thought there was nothing like that in India until I saw this band called Daisuke. I don't know if you know them, but they're like a Bangalore-based anime band. It would be so much fun. Like, I would just play my favorite Japanese songs and nerd out with...
Tell Daisuke that they should just, I mean, you guys should like do a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious about this because I feel like a lot of people in trying to sort of understand you, because you seem like an introvert, but are an extrovert. I don't know. There's so much about you that I feel like I also am like getting to understand. So like, say when you finish playing your set of the festival,
Yeah.
are you the kind of person to like go home and write 3 songs, or do another gig, or find a small corner and crochet or something?
I'll be honest with you. It depends gig to gig. I think pretty much after the gig, there's an immediate feeling in my gut, which is telling me whether it went well or not. And I have different criteria for like what I consider to be a good gig.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think, maybe musically it was great, but, stage presence wise, it wasn't quite there. I still very much think I'm learning how to be an artist. And it takes like thousands of shows to actually get to a level where I would be happy. And I think in India, we don't really have the opportunity to play that much. I mean, like, I just think if I could play more often, I would be able to hone that craft a little better, because performing and playing music are 2 kind of different things.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, there have been, like, my first tour, I cried after every gig. What? I just like burst out crying because...
I hope you don't cry after Lolla. It's going to be amazing.
I've gotten better. I think I've learned to enjoy the process more and like not be too hard on myself. But yeah, it's quite an emotional process.
No, because you also have to, I feel like every song that you're singing, you have to take yourself there. Right?
Yeah.
So what can people sort of like look forward to at your Lolla set? Hopefully you're not crying at the end. But are you going to play
I won't
stuff?
cry.
Or like, are you going to like...
Sorry, what?
So what are you going to be playing? Are you going to try to play some new stuff in there?
Yeah, so it's about 50-50 new stuff, old stuff. And we've been playing the set for a while now, like I think 3-4 gigs we've played with this set. But the exciting thing about this set is I'm actually playing my first Hindi song.
No, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Have you written it yourself, or do you have a ghostwriter?
No, I've written it myself. I don't know if the Hindi is good.
That doesn't matter.
But I'm
feel what you feel, man.
It's exciting because I have a very complicated relationship with the language. I grew up in Delhi, so I grew up speaking Hindi. But then, and I speak with my grandparents in Hindi, and with my school friends, it was all Hindi. And then when I went abroad, I started to lose the language a bit. So since coming back, it's been about like just regaining that. Even doing films and stuff, that's part of what I'm like honing, right? Is like the language. And the song is very much connected to childhood. Because I associate the language with my childhood. So I'm harkening back to those days when I would play with my colony friends and, that kind of thing.
Cute.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Ayo Ayo.
Practicing and playing whatever sort of comes into your mind.
Yeah.
I know that in 2023 you released an album called Practice Rooms, and whenever that particular album, and I feel like when I imagine you, has always been like your videos on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Literally just you on the piano in literal practice rooms. And I'm kind of curious. I see that you're doing so much, like you're singing, gigging, acting. Do you still get a chance to practice?
I'm trying this year to be better with... I've given my piano playing away to somebody else. I have a great piano player called Zion Matthew, because I feel that, when I'm on stage, I want to be dancing, I want to be moving, I want to be engaging with the crowd.
Sure.
And I want to focus on my voice, because I'm not a super technical singer. So I want to just get that technique down.
Fair.
And so I'm taking classes now, again. So in theory, I'm still in practice.
And you're still learning. You're like, forget the school. I still gotta keep learning.
Yeah.
So, my sort of last question to you is, when is your album actually coming out?
This year.
Yes?
Yeah.
So, is there some songs that we can look forward to?
You will hear half of the album pretty much on stage today. And yeah, the half of it is pretty much done. The other half is yet to be recorded. So we're almost there. We're taking it slow because it's, making albums a lot of work. But I'm working with an amazing producer. Her name is Arya Nanji. Yeah, she's epic. And I want to work with more and more women in the industry. So I think having, her produce my work, and she's super talented. She's got such an ear for, and I don't know, we just kind of see eye to eye. So she's not trying to funnel my music into something that it's not. She's kind of giving it the space that it needs. And
I also feel like working with women, like there is such a different vibe. And as much as this sounds super cheesy to say that there is like a sisterhood, but it really does feel different when you're working with other women.
I mean, like, it's not like I chose her because she's a woman. No. She just happens to be one. And that's great. Like, it's nice to kind of know that there are more women who are doing these kind of jobs,
I'm just saying that from the sense, I think that you were like, she's a woman, therefore afterwards.
No, yeah.
I think I was coming from the space of when you said that it's nice to work with other women.
Yeah.
I feel the same way too, because
you don't get women producers or, a live sound or music engineers. Absolutely. You just don't get them that much.
And it's really, and I do think that in these moments, it's when you end up working with and doing the things that you're doing with them that it just, I don't know, something grows out of it that's not what you thought it would be.
Yeah.
So, but I'm excited about your gig. And about your new Hindi song also. It's going to be really good. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.